Where should a factory be built? Seems like a simple question, but the answer can make or break a business. The wrong location means higher costs and fewer profits. The right location can lead to success. For centuries, businesses have followed their instincts. They often chose locations based on tradition or convenience. But in the early 20th century, a German economist wanted to bring science to the art of location. His name was Alfred Weber, and his ideas would change the way we think about industry and geography. Weber's model is all about minimizing costs and maximizing profits. This idea revolutionized the way industries thought about their locations and operations. By focusing on cost efficiency, Weber provided a framework that helped businesses thrive in a competitive market. He argued that transportation costs, labor costs, and agglomeration economies are the three main factors influencing industrial location decisions. Transportation costs include the expenses of moving raw materials to the factory and finished products to the market. Labor costs involve the wages paid to workers, which can vary significantly from one region to another. Agglomeration economies refer to the benefits that firms obtain by locating near each other, such as shared services, infrastructure, and a skilled labor pool. Weber believed that factories would naturally gravitate towards the location that minimizes total transportation costs. This means that industries would seek to position themselves in a way that reduces the distance and expense of moving goods. For example, a factory might be built near a railway line or a major highway to facilitate easy access to transportation networks. This is the point where it's cheapest to bring in raw materials and ship out finished goods. By optimizing this aspect, companies can significantly cut down on their operational expenses, leading to higher profit margins. This strategic placement is crucial for industries that rely heavily on bulk materials such as mining, agriculture, and manufacturing. His model assumes that markets are fixed and raw materials are only found in specific locations. This assumption was quite valid during Weber's time, when industries were more localized and global trade was not as prevalent. Factories had to be close to their resource bases to ensure a steady supply of raw materials. While this was more realistic in Weber's time, it's important to remember that the world is much more interconnected today. Advances in technology and transportation have made it possible for industries to source materials from all over the globe and sell products in international markets. Despite these changes, Weber's principles still hold value. Modern businesses can apply his model by considering not just physical transportation costs, but also digital connectivity and supply chain efficiency. In today's global economy, minimizing costs and maximizing profits remain as relevant as ever, but the strategies to achieve these goals have evolved. Imagine a steel mill. It needs iron ore and coal to make steel. Iron ore is heavy, transporting it is expensive. Coal is lighter. Weber's model says the steel mill should be located closer to the iron ore mine to save on transportation costs. The type of transportation also matters. Shipping by water is usually cheaper than by land, so factories might be located near rivers or coastlines. Weber's model helps explain why certain industries cluster in specific regions. Think of the car factories in Detroit or the tech companies in Silicon Valley. Transportation isn't everything. Labor costs also matter. When businesses decide where to set up their operations, they have to consider not just how to move their goods, but also how much it will cost to pay their workers. Labor costs can significantly impact the overall expenses of running a factory. Where can a factory find skilled workers at the right price? This is a crucial question for many industries. Skilled labor is essential for maintaining high-quality production standards and ensuring efficiency. However, finding the right balance between skill level and wage expectations can be challenging. Weber argued that businesses would be willing to pay slightly higher transportation costs if it meant access to a pool of cheap labor. This trade-off can be beneficial for companies looking to minimize their overall expenses. By strategically locating their factories, businesses can take advantage of lower labor costs while still managing transportation expenses effectively. This is why some industries might choose to locate in areas with lower wages, even if it means being farther from raw materials or markets. Rural areas and economically developing regions often offer lower labor costs, making them attractive locations for factories. These areas may also provide other benefits, such as tax incentives or less stringent regulations. Think of the garment industry. The garment industry is a prime example of how labor costs influence factory locations. Many clothing factories are now located in developing countries with lower labor costs. These countries offer a large pool of workers willing to work for lower wages, which helps keep production costs down. This in turn allows companies to offer lower prices to consumers, making their products more competitive in the global market. This helps keep prices low for consumers, but it also raises concerns about working conditions and fair wages. While lower labor costs can benefit businesses and consumers, they often come at a human cost. Workers in these factories may face poor working conditions, long hours, and inadequate pay. This has led to growing concerns and calls for better labor practices and fair wages in the industry. The balance between cost savings and ethical labor practices remains a significant challenge for many companies. As awareness of these issues grows, some companies are taking steps to improve working conditions and ensure fair wages for their workers. This includes providing better training, improving factory conditions, and working with labor rights organizations to promote ethical practices. The goal is to create a more sustainable and fair industry that benefits both businesses and workers. In contrast, some industries may choose to locate in urban areas where they can access a more skilled and educated workforce. These locations may come with higher labor costs, but the benefits of having a highly skilled workforce can outweigh the additional expenses. High-tech manufacturing plants, for example, often require workers with specialized skills and training, making urban areas a more suitable choice. Ultimately, the decision of where to locate a factory involves a complex interplay of factors, including labor costs, transportation, access to raw materials, and market proximity. Each industry and company must weigh these factors carefully to determine the most strategic and cost-effective location for their operations. The global nature of modern supply chains adds another layer of complexity, as businesses must navigate international trade routes and regulations. The labor factor is just one piece of the puzzle, but it plays a crucial role in shaping the landscape of global manufacturing. By understanding and addressing the challenges and opportunities associated with labor costs, businesses can make more informed decisions that benefit both their bottom line and their workforce. Section 5. Power in numbers agglomeration. Sometimes businesses benefit from being close to each other. This is called agglomeration. Think of a city with lots of car factories. They can share suppliers. They can find specialized workers more easily. This concentration of businesses can lead to lower costs and increased efficiency for everyone involved. Weber recognized the importance of agglomeration economies. He argued that these benefits could sometimes outweigh the pool of raw materials or transportation costs, leading to the development of industrial clusters. Section 6. When Weber's model doesn't fit. Weber's model is a useful tool, but it's not perfect. Developed in the early 20th century, it was designed to explain the optimal location for manufacturing plants based on minimizing transportation costs. However, the industrial landscape has evolved significantly since then. The world is more complex than it was in Weber's time. Urbanization, technological advancements, and shifts in economic paradigms have all contributed to a more intricate industrial environment. Cities have grown, and with them, the infrastructure and logistics networks have expanded and diversified. His model doesn't always hold true today. Modern factories are equipped with advanced machinery and automation, which can significantly reduce the reliance on manual labor and proximity to raw materials. This shift has altered the dynamics of industrial location decisions. For example, technology has changed the game. Robotics and AI have revolutionized manufacturing processes, making them more efficient and less dependent on human intervention. This technological leap means that factories can be located further from traditional industrial hubs without sacrificing productivity. Transportation is faster and cheaper than ever before. Communication is instantaneous. The advent of high-speed rail, container shipping, and advanced logistics systems has drastically reduced the cost and time of moving goods. This has opened up new possibilities for where factories can be situated. This means that businesses have more flexibility in choosing their location. They can prioritize factors like access to skilled labor, quality of life for employees and proximity to innovation hubs over mere transportation costs. Globalization has also had a major impact. The interconnectedness of global markets means that companies are no longer confined to local resources and markets. They can operate on a global scale, sourcing materials from one continent, manufacturing in another, and selling in yet another. Companies can now source raw materials and manufacture goods all over the world. This global reach allows for greater flexibility and efficiency, but also introduces new challenges, such as managing complex supply chains and navigating international regulations. This has led to the rise of global supply chains and complex production networks. These networks are intricate webs of suppliers, manufacturers, and distributors that span the globe. They require sophisticated management and coordination to ensure that everything runs smoothly and efficiently. Additionally, the rise of the knowledge economy has shifted the focus from traditional manufacturing to innovation and research. Companies are now looking for locations that offer access to cutting-edge research facilities, top universities, and vibrant startup ecosystems. Sustainability is another factor that Weber's model didn't account for. Modern businesses are increasingly prioritizing eco-friendly practices and sustainable energy sources. This shift is influencing where companies choose to set up operations, often favoring locations with strong environmental regulations and access to renewable energy. Finally, the importance of a diverse and inclusive workforce cannot be overstated. Companies are seeking locations that offer a rich talent pool and a culture of inclusivity. This focus on human capital is reshaping the industrial landscape in ways that Weber could never have anticipated. In conclusion, while Weber's model laid the groundwork for understanding industrial location, the modern world requires a more nuanced approach. Today's businesses must consider a multitude of factors, from technological advancements and globalization to sustainability and workforce diversity, to thrive in an ever-changing global economy. Section 7. The World Today. Today, factors like government policies, taxes, and environmental regulations also play a significant role in shaping industrial location decisions. Businesses must consider a wider range of factors when choosing where to locate. Despite its limitations, Weber's model is still relevant. It helps us understand the basic forces that drive industrial location. It reminds us that geography matters. Even in the 21st century, businesses are still trying to find the best location to minimize costs and maximize profits. Section 8. Beyond Weber, what's next? Weber's model was a starting point. Economists have built upon his work. They have developed more sophisticated models that take into account the complexities of the modern world. These models incorporate factors like political stability, infrastructure, and access to capital. They use advanced statistical techniques to analyze vast amounts of data. The study of industrial location is an ongoing process. As the world changes, our models must evolve to keep pace. Section 9. Location, location, location still king. Alfred Weber's model of industrial location may be over a century old, but its central message is timeless. Location matters. Where a business chooses to locate can have a profound impact on its success. By understanding the factors that drive industrial location decisions, businesses can make smarter choices. They can position themselves for growth and prosperity, and they can contribute to a more efficient and equitable global economy.